Hi you guys. So if you follow me on Instagram, you know this morning I posted a picture and talked about prepping for prep and said that I was going to do a YouTube video on it and just talk about what I mean by that. So on Thursday this week, I sat down, I met with my coaches, I went out to Team Edge headquarters and put on a bikini for the first time in a long time in front of my coach and just assessed my physique and took a look at what we're looking at as far as how long I should be prepping and that kind of thing. So the good news is I am not in a rush. I am totally up for whatever kind of prep I need to do, as I want to take my time and do it right. And I don't want to go extreme, which is the same reason why I prep into a prep. So when I say that, I know, especially after now at this point, like my first prep into prep, I was doing like salads 6 times a day and made sure there was a protein on it. You know, I kind of just did my own food according to eating clean and things like that. Other things that I do are like alcohol. I cut out my alcohol. So anyways, yeah, I sat down with my coaches on Thursday and assessed that, and I'll be getting my plan going soon with them. So to prep for that, I've started to clean things up a little bit. I've cut some things. Right now in my off season, throughout this last year, I allowed myself a cheat meal. Typically that was a burger on arm day. And then I also was eating dinner with my family. So my day, I would still be eating meals, prepped food, my proteins, things like that. I wasn't super good about my veggies. But I got my carbs and my protein in. Those were my goals. And then again, I was eating every few hours and making sure that I was putting the calories in that I needed to continue and grow the muscle that I was looking to grow in my upper body. So I allowed myself the cheat meals on arm day, which is where I was trying to gain. And those were once a week. I have arm day 2 to 3 days a week, but I allowed myself a cheat once a week. And then again, I was eating dinner with my family. So throughout the last year, that's mostly been like home cooked meals, but that being like home cooked lasagna, home cooked barbecue. So I would have a burger, a home cooked burger. Let's see what else. Tacos. We love tacos around here. Baked chicken, a lot of baked chicken and steak and whatever. During those times, it would, like, I eat with my family and I didn't measure or anything like that. So, and in my off season, I haven't measured. It's a matter for me. I went this last year and it was a matter of eating and eating often and making sure that I was training. Those were my goals because I do struggle with, dry mouth. I do struggle with not eating often enough. I get busy and I get focused on the kids and homework and chores and all of that, that I push my food back a little bit, and I was a little bit lazier with that. And then again, I don't measure. I just eat until I'm full, or on arm day, I'm like eating until I'm over full, knowing that I need those calories in there. So, prepping for prep. I've started measuring my food again. I'm basically going off, like, if you've never been with a coach, then you're not going to really know your measurements. For me, I've been prepping with Team Edge for a couple years now. And so I know kind of where my coach ends up having me as far as measurements wise go. So what I'm doing right now, since I'm so far out, I'm going off like the higher measurements that I've had before per my plan. So I'm measuring out my food again. I'm making sure to get in all 6 of my meals. And I've cut out my cheat meals. I've cut out any kind of treats, or like, you know, we have string cheese and pickles and chips and all this stuff that the kids have in the house. And in off season, they're like, okay, I want a chip. Like, if you're a mom, then you get it. Like, you're setting your kids' food out, you snack, you know. I don't go overboard, but it's like, one chip's not going to hurt me. I'm going to enjoy the chip, whatever, you know, like things like that. Or having more than 1 coffee a day some days, or having creamer in my coffee, things like that. So measuring, I've started to measure. 3 days ago, I started measuring. I upped my water. That's something that's been inconsistent in my off season, is that I drink water consistently, and I haven't added in any other types of drinks other than coffee and teas. But I was not consistent. So I'm getting my gallon in every day. So I'm back on that. I'm much better about my vitamins. I'm focused more on getting in my vitamins, my digestive enzymes, my CLA. I'm more consistent with these things the last few days. So measuring, water, vitamins, and supplements, I'm more regular with. Cutting out cheat meals, so no cheat meals, no extra snacking or treats, no grazing type stuff, even if it's something that's healthy. If it's not time to eat and it's not within my measured food, I'm not eating it. What I do allow myself to do while I'm prepping to prep is I still allow myself to season the food that I'm eating differently than I would season it on prep. For example, my egg whites in the morning, I put green salsa on. Or the turkey meat that I'm eating, I'm seasoning with taco seasoning. I don't use Mrs. Dash, and I don't use, I don't know, there's a few others out there right now that are popular. I don't use them. I know my own body, and I know at this point in prep, I can still allow myself sodium, so I'm not cutting sodium completely. So I'm allowing myself, I'm eating prep food, but I'm allowing myself to season it differently, and I'm kind of just slowly easing into that. At night, I make sure, this was something that I did in my off season that I feel like I could have improved on this, and this is something I'll improve in my other off seasons. There's always room for improvement. But in my off season, I was not as good about my meal before bed, getting in like the protein. So I would have like a protein shake. I'd have my Sleep GH to help me. And then I was really good about my EAAs, because I knew that that was going to be like an insurance and really help me to retain my muscle. So I've been back to that, making sure that I'm getting my fat and my protein in before bed. And that's about it. Oh, and I have cut alcohol. So I love wine. I don't know who doesn't like wine or something. And I don't drink every night. It's like once a week at this point. I used to be really, really mentally unhealthy before I started my fit journey. And I was at a point where I was drinking a minimum of a bottle of wine a night just to sleep, because I had very high anxiety and stress and fears. So I would drink to fall asleep. So, and I come from a family of alcoholics, so I'm very, very, self-conscious of that. So I've been very thankful to have freed myself from that through fitness. But I do, again, still have wine on occasion. So I've cut that completely. And I've upped my cardio a little bit. In my off season, I was doing maybe 20 minutes 3 days a week. I just know myself, and again, through my time with my coaches, I just know that I come down super quick. And so I have to pace myself. I have to be really careful not to burn off too much too soon. So again, which is why I'm allowing myself these things that maybe before I wouldn't have allowed myself. I am allowing myself. And I am pretty far out, and again, not on my coach's plan yet. So for me, again, it's just mentally, I think the prepping for prep for me is a matter of mentally learning how to say no again to those little things. Like we went to the movies yesterday, and in off season, I would be like, you know what, we're at the movies, I'm enjoying myself, I don't know when I'm going to be back on stage again, I'll have red vines. I love red vines. And like we went to the movies and it was like, no, I've got my water, I'm good, you know? So that's what it's about, is really taking the time and on my own, not because I'm on someone's plan, not because I'm being told, but on my own, being able to say, no, I need to eat this. I need to be consistent. I need to make sure I'm eating the right amounts, measuring, getting myself back into that practice and getting my water in, and then saying no to things that are unnecessary. So slowly moving into just really simple foods and not stressing over what I can't have and things like that. So that's pretty much what I do to prep for my prep. Again, I allow myself certain things. At the movies, I did have popcorn, and it was a small bag, so it's little things like that. I still allow myself my coffee in the morning with my creamer. I have Coffee Mate creamer, French vanilla. I'm not one to use low fat, no fat, low sugar, no sugar types of things like that. I just know my mom worked with a nutritionist for a few years, and we learned a lot from her about the damage that things like that do. I know a lot of you use Walden Farms. I cannot get myself to, like, if it has no sugar and no this and no that, and there's like 50 ingredients, like, what am I eating? I don't even want to know what that is. I would much rather have butter, you know, or freaking real maple syrup. It's real, one ingredient, like, or minimal ingredients. For me, that's eating clean. When you're eating something as close to the source and as clean as it can be, that's eating clean. It's, to me, clean is not clean from calorie, clean from sugar, clean from fat, all of that. Our body needs fat. Sugar is very bad for you. Our body does not need sugar. That is just, I think, a battle that so many of us fight. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I hope that video made a little bit of sense and maybe helped some of you out there. I will do another video. I'll slowly work into it until I get with my coach and get on his plan, their plan. But for now, I'm just going to slowly begin to start to cut things a little bit more. My next batch of turkey will have a little less taco seasoning on it, things like that. And I'll do a video and update you guys on the things as I cut and move into that. So that's what I'm doing. I've seen a lot of progress in the last few days. I already feel tighter. It's almost kind of like I feel hungry, but I know I'm not, because I'm eating more now the last few days than I have eaten some days in my off season. That was another thing that I know I'm gonna be paying the price for, is I was very, very dedicated on my arm days, and I pushed really hard in upper body days, but I kind of slacked in the lower body. I still trained really hard and all that, but I was like, well, I don't need to gain in my lower body, so I can cut back on my calories this day. And that's dangerous for me. So, yeah, I'll be figuring that out and seeing what damage I've done in that area. But anywho, that's my prepping for prep. Again, I hope it helps someone. If you liked the video, if it helped you, go ahead and like the video below. If you have any questions, you can comment below or email me at wowfitness13@gmail.com. and subscribe. I will have many more videos coming your way. So thank you for watching, and I will talk to you guys later.